Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca. Let's talk about makeup. Today I'm doing my July update to my 50 Shades of Brown project Pan. This project is a Pantastic Ladies collab that was created by Jessica, Lee, Amanda, and CeCe. I will link all these lovely ladies in the description box below, as well as a link to the Pantastic Ladies Facebook group. You can find all the information there that you need to jump on board with this project if it seems like something that would be fun for you. As the name suggests, we are rolling in a total of 50 products, all related to the color brown in some way. It can be the color of the product, it can be the color of the packaging, the name of the product, the name of the brand. Some of us are even taking inspiration from the ingredients list to create our link to the color brown. Whatever way you can find to link your products to the color brown is fair game. I have not rolled all 50 in. I initially rolled in 20 something and I have been rolling in a few more at each update. I will be rolling in a few more today. At the moment, we have 36 products in the project. I am only going to be talking about the ones that I've actually made some progress on over this last month. There are quite a few things that I have gotten progress on this month, so let's get a move on. First, I'm going to start with two products that I completed over this last month. You will have seen these if you saw my empties video. I went on at length about them. I also think I discussed one of these pretty thoroughly at my last update because I knew I was about to finish it, so I won't go on and on about it. But these are the two products that I finished since the last update. This is my Josie Maran Argan Milk Youthful Skin Wrinkle Repair Peptide Moisturizer Intensive Hydrating Treatment. Listen, I didn't like this. I didn't like it at all. Not only did it smell strongly of Play-Doh, it just wasn't a very good moisturizer. It felt really slippery and kind of slimy going on the skin. It ended up sticky. It would pill. I can't think of one good thing about it. It wasn't even all that hydrating, to be honest. So the way I ended up using it up was I had a little sample of the Nest, I think Seville Orange fragrance, and I put some of that in here, mixed it up, and used it on my body as a scented moisturizer. Now, this already had a little bit of use on it when I rolled it in. I was just really struggling to get myself to use it, but I also didn't want to throw it away. I picked this up at TJ Maxx for about between $20 and $25. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was not worth that. I'm so glad that I didn't pay full retail price because there was nothing good about this moisturizer. I could tolerate it on my body. I did use it up very quickly on my body. Obviously, this was not the amount. I mean, it's like 1.7 fluid ounces, so 50 mils. That's not a ton when you're using it on your body. So it went pretty fast, but I'm not sad about that because I hated it. I tolerated it a little bit better on my body than I did on my face, but I'm still not sad to see it go. I do have a number of Josie Maran products that I really enjoy. This was really not one of them, and I am not sad to see it go. The next one is also something I did not enjoy. This is the Revolution Eye Bright Illuminating Under Eye Concealer. This is in the shade Deep Caramel. I picked it up ages ago, longer than I am willing to admit to, as a liquid bronzer. This was supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand before all of these other companies started making their little poofy dupes as well. And I have not tried any of those others, but I'm hoping that they're better than this because this was not great. It was something that if I tried really hard, I could make it work. But from the beginning, I felt like it was a little hard to blend. And it was prone to looking a little bit muddy. What I noticed when I started using it as a part of this project was that it was causing other makeup that I wore to lift. So if I applied a base product and then applied this, if anything else went on my face, patches of my makeup would start to lift and it would start to look really, really patchy wherever this was. So that was a no-go. I ended up having to use it a different way. This is an airless, so you can tell it's all gone, but I twisted everything up, I decanted it, and I used it as a foundation mixer to deepen up my Purita BB cream, which I am also trying to complete as part of this project, and which is a little too fair for me right now. Unfortunately, that Purita BB cream, which has never given me any problems of any kind before, started to be a little patchy and other makeup started to lift on top of it. To be perfectly honest, I am really surprised that I managed to finish either of these because I dislike them that much. However, they are finished. They are out of my collection. Not sorry to see them go. Did not like, would not recommend. Okay, those are the two that I have met my goals on. We're going to really quickly go over the other things that I have gotten a little bit of progress on, starting with my Sephora Colorful Shadow and Liner. This is a little eyeshadow stick. It says it's waterproof. I've never tested the waterproof claims, but it really does set down and doesn't budge, so long as I don't use too much. As of my last update, I had used this a total of 11 times, and I have used it an additional 6 times over the last month. At the last update, it was weighing 8.39 grams, and it is now weighing 7.78 grams after 6 uses. Speaking of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand, I actually have that as my next product. This is something that I've been working on since the beginning of the year. And I actually thought I was going to have to wait until the fall to get this finished. And it is not complete, but I think I probably only have a few more uses in it. We're really getting down to the wire here. So I found that this was a really, really nice product for those days where I just wanted to wear like a skin tint or a BB cream or something. And this just added a little tiny kiss of color. And this is a very translucent product, which when I first bought it, I kind of felt like was a deficit, but I have learned to really, really love this. If you want a contour product that is really, really difficult to mess up, not stripy, not muddy, beautiful product. I really, really have enjoyed this, and I think it probably will be the next product that I complete in this project. Next, I have this Juvia's Place lip gloss in the shade Brown Sugar. This was part of their coffee shop collection. This is one of the truly most brown glosses I've ever seen in my life. I really, really enjoy this gloss. I use this gloss more as something to go over other lip products that I feel are a little bit too bright, a little bit too saturated. And this really kind of gives them the muted quality that looks more flattering on my muted skin tone. So I really enjoy it for that purpose. However, that means I use very little of this every time I use it. And I'm starting to wonder whether it's reasonable for me to be able to have this finished by next April. We will see. We will see. As of my last update, I had used it 8 times. I have used it an additional 3 times over this last month. I have not been wearing a whole lot of lip combos over the last month or two. I've been mostly wearing glosses and balms on their own. So my usage of this has slowed down a little bit, but I should be able to incorporate it into my looks a little bit more successfully in the fall and winter. As of my last update, I had used this a total of 8 times, and I used it an additional 3 times over the last month. It was weighing in at 32.75 grams at the last update, and it is now weighing 32.57 grams. So again, very, very little product used over the last month. We will see how this one goes. Next, I have my Viore Citrus Solid Conditioner. This was a gift from a friend. It's just a little bar conditioner. It smells divine. As of the last update, it was weighing in at 49.44 grams after a total of 15 uses. I have used it an additional 5 times over the last month, and it is now weighing 39.59 grams. When I first rolled it into the project, it was unused, and it was at 69.90 grams. So it looks like I'm pretty consistently using about 10 grams per month. That seems to be the rate of use. And at that rate, we should be able to use this up within the next 3 or 4 months. Next, I have this little clay mask by Eliza Vecca. This is the Milky Piggy Carbonated Bubble Clay Mask. This is a really cute mask that you apply it and it just really foams up on your face. I actually bought this as a little bit of a gag product to wear with my daughters, and we did, and it was a lot of fun. But I have come to really, really enjoy this as a clay mask. There are benefits to clay masks. I have a combo oily skin, and especially during the summertime, I can start to feel a little bit congested, and a clay mask is great for that. But I really, really hate that tight, dry sensation a lot of clay masks will give you. And I also find them so difficult to take off. This is none of these things. Because it foams up instead of drying down, it never gives you that really tight, stripped feeling. And it is also much, much easier to remove. So I actually have been really enjoying this so much more than I thought I would. I rolled this in for 10 uses, and I have consistently used it twice every month over the last 3 months. So as of the last update, it was weighing at 107.06 grams, and it is currently weighing 106.42 grams. Next, I have my Beetles Gel Nail Polish Color Gel in the shade B071. This is my favorite nude nail polish of all time. It is just the perfect soft pinky nude color. I just love it so much. I rolled this into finish. I think that was pretty ambitious of me, especially because I tend to do my nails only once a month these days. So I've used it once a month since I rolled it in. It was at 57.83 grams as of the last update, and it is now at 57 grams even after one use. I'm going to go ahead and keep plugging away at this. I don't know if it's realistic to hope to have this done by next April, but we're going to give it a good try. This next product is my Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in the shade 02 Sunkissed. This is one of my favorite bronzers of all time. It looks a little bit different than it did last month because I have gone ahead and repressed this. I don't think I took a photo of it immediately before repressing, but I do think I have a screen cap of what it looked like from a video that I filmed right before I repressed it. So I am going to go ahead and put up what it looked like when it came in, what it looked like in that screen cap right before I repressed it. And this is what it's looking like now. You can see we've got a little bit of baby pan back there. Obviously, since I repressed it, it's much looser in the pan than it was originally. So I'm thinking this is going to go pretty quickly. I love this bronzer. It is the perfect tone. It is a beautiful, neutral, slightly rosy bronzer, and it's just so flattering. Really, really enjoy this. And I'm going to be so pleased and proud to have finished it completely. Next, I have my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour stick in the shade Mink. This is what she looks like. I have not been using this quite as much lately, simply because I've been wearing much more sheer lightweight makeup over the summer, as I tend to during the hot weather. I have been using the Charlotte Tilbury one quite a bit more. As of the last update, I had used this, I want to say I had used it 8 times in this project, and it was weighing at 34.59 grams. I have used it 3 times since the last update, and it is now weighing 34.44 grams. So a little bit of use, not much. I do think I'm going to get more use out of this during the fall and winter when I'm wearing a little bit more full-on makeup. The next is the one and only eyeshadow palette that I have in this project. Sorry, I'm blinding you there. This is the Glamlight Hershey's Kisses Milk Chocolate palette. This is such a beautiful palette. Look at these shades. I have rolled each one of these pans into the project, each on their own as an individual product. Hey, we got to get to 50 somehow. 50 is a lot of products, okay? So I have rolled each one of these pans in, and I'm going to swatch them for you, and we'll talk about how many times I've used them. There's no names for these, so I've just sort of numbered them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So and I've rolled each of these in. Have I said how many uses? I rolled each of these in for 30 uses a piece. So this first one here is this beautiful, very cool dark brown. It's something that I don't have a lot of in my collection. Most of the darker browns in my collection tend to be quite a bit on the warmer side, but this one is almost purpley. It is just the most lovely. The quality in this palette is phenomenal as well. So this one, as of my last update, I had used it 3 times. I have used it an additional 6 times over the last month for a total of 9 uses. So that's 9 of the 30 uses that I'm shooting for. This next one here is a shimmery cool brown that really complements this dark brown here. So pretty. Gosh, these are so buttery. As of my last update, I had used this twice, and I have used it an additional 2 times over the last month for a total of 4 uses. This one here is this beautiful kind of bronzy shade here. Oh, it's so pretty. I had used this one 3 times as of the last update, and I have used it an additional 2 times for a total of 5 uses since we rolled it in. Shade 4 is a warmer shade of brown. It is the only real warm brown in the palette other than this shimmer here. So as of the last update, I had used this a total of 3 times. I have used it an additional 6 times over the last month for a total of 9 uses. Then we have this mid-tone neutral brown here. It's showing up so much more gray on my skin right now than it does during the winter time. It's kind of funny. Really nice mid-tone kind of taupey gray color there. I had used this one a total of 3 times as of my last update, and I have used it another 2 times over this last month for a total of 5 uses. And then this last one here is this silver color. I don't really gravitate towards silver colors, so as of the last update, I had only used this once since rolling it into the project, but I used it an additional 2 times this last month for a total of 3 uses. So that is the palette right there. So we're getting some progress on this one. I definitely need to pick up the pace a little bit if I want to get those 30 uses in by next April. Next, I have my Holika Honey Royal Lactin Propolis Ampule. This is a little serum. It's a hydrating serum that I was really struggling to use because it is so highly fragranced. It is so highly fragranced. Fortunately, I am not super sensitive to fragrance as far as my skin doesn't tend to react to it in any way. But it's just not, it's so fragranced that it's not fun to use. So yeah, I rolled it in just to give myself a little bit of extra boost to help me use it up because it is a nice hydrating serum. It seemed a shame to toss it just because of the fragrance situation. So I had used this twice since rolling it into the project, and I have used it an additional 6 times since the last update for a total of 8 uses. It was weighing in at 107.39 grams as of the last update, and it is currently weighing at 102.88 grams. We're sitting at about here. I think we're down. I should have marked the bottle. I'm like months into this panning thing and I'm still such a noob. I should have marked this bottle. But this is where we're at. I think we started out up here and we have made a fair amount of visible progress on this one. And I'm pleased with that. I don't think it'll take too much longer to finish it up. Next, I'm going to just briefly mention this because I used it once. This is the Misho Beauty Lip Liner in the shade Madam. And it is this dark purpley brown. Really pretty color. I just have not been wearing a whole lot of dark lip looks over the summer. It's just not my vibe right now. There's no visible difference. There's no weight difference either for that one use. It was weighing in at 4.38 grams as of my last update, and it is still weighing at 4.38 grams. This is another product I'm sure I will get more use out of during the fall and the winter. It's just not vibing with my summer makeup right now. So one use. Yay. Next, I have my Dear My Dew Tranexamic Acid Serum that I rolled in last month. I have used it 14 times since the last update. It was weighing in at 59.37 grams when I rolled it in, and it is currently weighing at 47.81 grams. We're making good progress. Again, should have marked the bottle. I don't know what I was thinking, but we are sitting right here, and it was pretty close to new when I first rolled it in. So I'm pretty sure it'll be done within the next month. Next, I have my 2 little squeezies of my Purito Snail Clearing BB Cream. These 2 I'm counting as a single product. There's not a whole lot left in either one of these bottles. This is mostly air. For the purposes of this project, I'm considering this one product. Together, they weighed 44.33 grams when I rolled them into this project, and I made the mistake of not keeping good track of my uses on this for this last month. And I think the reason why is because I ended up using the Revolution to darken this up because both of these shades are a little bit light for me right now. I have the 23 Natural Beige, which is a good shade for me in the winter, and the 27 Sand Beige, which is just a hair light for me right now, which is probably the deepest I'm going to be this year. Usually I'm able to mix the 2 to get the right shade, but right now even this one needs a little bit of deepening up, and that's what I used the Revolution Eye Bright for. So how I did that is I put it in a little 5-gram jar, and then I squirted some of this in and I mixed it all together. And then because I was working from the jar instead of the squeezy tubes, I just forgot to count the uses. I'm pretty sure I used the BB cream between 5 and 8 times over this last month. The weight when I first rolled both of these in, so the combined weight of these 2 was 44.33 grams, and it is now at 37.61 grams after roughly 5 to 8 uses. So I will keep better track this coming month of how many times I use these. Next, I have the Physicians Formula Eye Booster Liquid Liner. This is a really lovely brush tip liner. This is in the shade brown. For those of you who are annoyed that you can't find a liquid liner that is genuinely brown instead of just a slightly less black black color. It is a very chocolatey kind of cocoa brown eyeliner. I do really, really enjoy this. I have been enjoying it, especially paired with this palette here. When I rolled it in last month, it was weighing 10.09 grams. I used it 5 times since that update, and it is now weighing at 37.61 grams. This is a really, really lovely liner. I have a black version of it. It's a brush tip, which is my preference. It's just super nice all around. I'm glad to have this, and I will be happy to use it up. So last month, I also rolled in my Milani Understatement Lip Liner in the shade 240 Shoop. This came in a little duo with a lipstick also called Shoop. It was the Salt and Pepper collab that Milani randomly did a little while back. It is a really nice brown shade. It appears much deeper on me in the winter when I am fairer, but it is a nice mid-tone brown on me right now. I've really been enjoying this. When I rolled it in last month, it was at 4.17 grams. I have used it 6 times since then, and it is at 4.15 grams. So weight-wise, that's not a huge change, but we don't have a ton of product to go through. It is a lip liner, and I don't find them particularly difficult to get through, so I don't have any doubt that we'll be able to finish this probably well before April. I rolled 1 hair product into this project last month. That is my Joico Defy Damage heat protectant. I have not been heat styling my hair. It is too hot. It is too hot to be sitting there underneath a hair dryer, so I just haven't been doing it much. I used this twice over the last month. So it was initially weighing at 126.61 grams, and it is now weighing at 115.85 grams after 2 uses. When I rolled this in, I had not used it. And after 2 uses, I think I like it. It's nice. The biggest thing that I look for in a heat protectant is that it doesn't make my hair sticky or make it feel weighed down. I have a lot of hair, but it's very fine, so it's very easy to weigh it down, and this does not do that for me, so I am enjoying it. Next, I have my Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in the shade Rose Gold. Listen, I was so sure that I was gonna use the heck out of this summer. I finished my Milani Soft Focus Glow, which is an illuminator that I was using on my body earlier this year. Really enjoyed that. Finished it. It was not meant for the body. It was meant for the face, but I didn't prefer it on my face. I really did enjoy it on my body. I thought this was going to be the same way. Like I don't know if I can, every swatch I've ever done, it just looks like the most glorious body illuminator ever. Do you see that? It just gives that beautiful, soft sheen, right? But you go out under the sunlight, and this thing sparkles more than Edward Cullen. It is so sparkly. It is so sparkly that it blows my mind that this was ever intended for the face. I was so sure I would get so much more use out of this, and I just really have been hesitating reaching for it because of how sparkly it is. So I'm a little worried. My window of when I would use something like this is closing rapidly. We are halfway through July. I really only have a month or 2 left to finish this, realistically speaking. And I just have not been reaching for it. I've only used it twice since the last update, and I had only used it 4 times before then. So as of the last update, it was weighing at 51.19 grams. It is now weighing at 50.54 grams after 2 really measly uses, to be honest. I'm a little bit worried about this one. Last, I have the Tarte Breezy Cream Bronzer in the shade Seychelles. This is a shade I really can only use in the summertime. In the winter, fall and winter, when the green in my olive skin is a little bit more apparent, it looks so garish and orange on me. And so I really need to have used this more than I have this month. I have really been focusing hard on the Milani bronzer just because I'm so close on that. I'm so close on that. However, that is a bronzer I can use all year round. I can only use this during the summer, so I really need to get a move on. I did not roll this in to finish. I'm not delusional enough to think that I can complete this entire thing by the end of the summer. Basically, that's my window for usage. I don't even have until next April to use it up. But I rolled it in for 30 uses last month, and I have used it only 4 times. So it was at 64.31 grams when I rolled it in, and it is currently at 63.50 grams. I really, really need to hustle with this one if I'm going to meet my goal in the limited amount of time that I have to meet it while it still looks decent on me. So those are all the products that I have gotten use on over the last month. Let's roll in a few new ones. So we're sitting at 36 products right now. I'm going to roll in 3 more today, and that will just give us 11 more that I need to roll in and complete before next April. So the first thing that we are rolling in is my Ordinary 100% L-ascorbic acid powder. This is something that I switched to after I've used vitamin C serums for a long time. And this is a pure powder version of vitamin C. Because it's a powder, instead of being suspended in water, it is much more shelf stable than a typical vitamin C serum, which I appreciate. It also allows me to vary the intensity between my face and my neck. My neck is a little more sensitive than my face is. So I have been really enjoying both of these together so much that I figured I'd go ahead and roll this in and we would use them together in this project. I'm going to go ahead and roll this whole thing into finish. And yeah, I think that's pretty realistic. So the next one might be a little bit of a stretch, but bear with me, okay? Bear with me. This is the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day Setting Spray. This is the coconut scent. Now, obviously, it's not brown. The package isn't brown. The closest thing we have to brown is this gold sticker on the bottom, and I think that's closer to yellow than it is to brown. However, coconuts are brown. Listen, I know this is a little bit of a stretch, but this setting spray has just been consistently falling by the wayside in my collection. It is a little bit more heavy duty than my normal daily setting spray, which is the Sephora makeup setting spray. That is the setting spray I use more on the daily because I feel like it gives me just enough staying power. I don't really need my makeup to stick around for 12 hours. And so I don't feel like for instance, the Urban Decay All Nighter, which I have in my collection, I don't feel like that's necessary on a daily basis. This is a little stronger than the Sephora makeup setting spray, so I haven't been reaching for it on a daily basis. However, for those occasions where I feel like I need more staying power, when I do really need my makeup to last, I'm skipping straight over this and going for the All Nighter. So this is kind of occupying sort of a no man's land here in my collection, and it's not getting any use. So I figured I could encourage myself to use this because I really do enjoy it. It really is a lovely setting spray. Smells fabulous as well. I love this very summery coconut scent. So to encourage myself to use it, I'm going to go ahead and roll it into this project to finish. Last product is my Milani lipstick in the shade Shoop. It is this lovely kind of 90s brown color. I rolled this into my lip service project. I already completed my goal in my lip service project, spoiler. And so I don't want to stop using it. I have really been enjoying using it over the summer. I kind of feel like during the winter time when I'm a little bit more fair, it is definitely a much more bold brown color on me. But right now it's just this lovely brownie nude, just deliciousness. And it pairs perfectly with the Milani lip liner and Shoop. These are the two that came together in the Salt and Pepper collab. Obviously, they were meant for use together. They go really well together. And so I'm going to go ahead and roll this in. I do not have any delusion that I can finish an entire lipstick in 9 months. I really do not think that's going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and set a 30 use goal for this one. That will give me some decent progress on this lipstick that honestly has been sitting around in my collection for a little bit longer than it should. So still smells good, still looks good, still performs really well, and I'm really enjoying the shade. So I'm excited to get some use on this one. And that is everything. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.